Two G's in a pod. What it do, what it do, what it is. Mic check, 1, 2. It's your boy George.
And George, tell me, man, what fucking episode are we at right now?
Oh shit, we're lucky 13, I think.
We're lucky 13. Woo!
Yes, sir.
That's a big one, man.
How you feeling about 13 right now?
Good, bro. Good. Man, I'm feeling great. I can't wait until we get to episode 15. I got a funny casino story for you.
Why? What is this? Ocean's 15?
For all the OGs out there, for all the oldies that know me at the longest, trust me, this story is gonna stand the test of time, bro. But
So
we gotta wait for that. That's a teaser.
So I'm gonna remind you in 2 episodes for you to talk your shit.
Honestly, you won't even have to. As soon as you open up episode 15, boom, it's ready to
okay.
rock.
So you're just gonna ask me every episode for the next 2.
Man, it's ready
Where
to rock.
we at? Where we at? Okay,
For
well,
sure, it's ready to rock, bro.
You still got 2 more weeks to go, bro. Anyways, 2 G's in a pod, episode 13.
Episode 13.
I gotta start off with a big special happy birthday shout out.
Okay.
To my shorty.
Ooh, good man. Okay.
Yo, you gotta practice. How do you say her name?
Please elaborate. Honestly, man, I'm not even. I can't because I butchered it the last time.
No, you hit it. The first time you said it really bad, so she wanted to choke you out for that. But afterwards, after me properly pronouncing it to you, you finally got the hang of it.
Say it to me one more time. Okay, go. Say it to me one more time.
It's not Desiree.
It's Desiree.
Yes.
I got you, Desiree. I got you.
Happy birthday, baby girl.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I mean.
The happiest of birthdays from Ottawa to LA and back.
Ottawa to the Bay, bro.
Ottawa to the Bay and
to
back
the Bay,
at it.
Man.
After
yeah.
mathematic.
Yeah, we got to keep count of how many times you keep saying that after mathematic line.
It's just the best, man. It's the best. I love it.
But honestly though, today is a big
Shady.
day for Desiree. Like,
Aftermath.
birthday's a big deal for her. Me personally, I don't treat birthdays like that no more for myself, but for her, huge deal. I hooked her up with some edible arrangements, if you know what I mean.
Good, man. Good. Always a clutch gift.
Very, very clutch.
Always a way to a woman's heart to get flowers in the shape and form of chocolates.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is the way to rock, man.
She was definitely pleased with that. I hope you enjoy it. You know, the healthy chocolate dip fruits.
But Desiree, I got a serious question for you. I know you're coming down to Ottawa. Come on.
We got
to get you on a pod here, and the other George here has to meet you. Like, I have to meet you. So
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, but like just a FYI,
TikTok.
she don't mess with short dudes. So I don't know how she's gonna feel about seeing you at your 4'11" statue.
Honestly, you're being generous with the 4'11".
Oh, self roastings. Okay, I'll take that.
5'4", bro, a solid 5'4".
Yeah,
166 cm, bro. Okay,
bro.
Jam
Americans
out.
don't deal with the metric system. You know what I mean? It's imperial versus metric over here. But anyways, she got her gift, and I hope you enjoy it. You know, more to come, of course. And happy birthday.
Trust me, that pod that we have you on, Desiree, is gonna be interesting because I want to know about LA life. I want to know the ins and outs because all these Ottawa peoples don't know nothing about that life.
Much love to you, and I'm gonna tell you a quick little thing that I didn't mention last week's episode. Americans, right? I've discovered this on multiple occasions. When you talk to an American, they don't know what it is to be polite and to be respectful. For the most part, not all of them, but for the most part. So my last visit, anywhere I went,
Are you saying this also like about your girl, man?
I said for the most part, not
Okay,
every single
come
one.
on, you gotta make that exception right there.
She's obviously she's the obvious.
Don't worry,
exception.
Desiree. I promise. I promise. I'm gonna train this dude. I'm gonna teach him everything I can. He's gonna be top notch A1.
Yeah,
man.
George is definitely Hitch over here.
A top man. I
Okay,
am,
Will
for
Smith.
sure.
So just to tell you something, right? When I was there, and I brought this up, I pointed this out to her, and she actually agreed with me, and you're probably gonna agree with me too. Maybe you experienced it when you went to Florida.
Always.
So
The angriest people are Americans. Sorry. In general, generally speaking.
for real, man, I don't know what. Maybe it's the presidency, like the fact.
Trust
that
me, there's one thing, man, that I couldn't get over when I went to Florida back in January. How beautiful the weather was and how miserable the people were, man.
Well, it's not hot enough.
I just want them to come down in Canada in January for one day, except BC because there's like never snow in BC. But I want like a group of them to come, and I want them to migrate up here and sit here for a week. In the same amount of time that I was on the beach, I want them to be up here. Because, man, if they're complaining about that, woof.
Y'all got way worse things.
They haven't seen nothing yet.
That's first world problems for you, bro. So going back to my shit that I want to kind of get off my chest. And by the way, I'm going to also talk a little bit about a segment that I want to bring into the show after I get this off my chest. Americans do not know how to say you're welcome.
Never.
They've never said you're welcome to me. Every time, you know us, right? We got that Drake.
Or thank you.
We've got the Drake syndrome over here. We're too polite. We're too soft. We're too sweet. Pause. Like, we're just too nice out here, right? Like,
oh my goodness, you're welcome.
That's
you're welcome.
That's the fuck shit that Drake brought upon us, because Drake is the guy who represents Canada, right? I guess for all these Americans, because all the Americans, when you talk about Drake or when you talk about Canada, all they think about is the Six God. Oh, Drake, Champagne Poppy. Ooh, oh my God, I love Drake. You can be my daddy, Drake. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, Becky. Shut up. Just shut up, okay? So, but I do agree that Canadians are very much more polite than Americans are. I was there, and every single person that I came across, you know, every single American that I crossed paths with, I would always tell them, thank you for your services, thank you for your help, thank you for anything, right? Like, anytime somebody helped me out with something, I'd always tell them thank you. And what did I get from that? Not that this is even a big deal, but it's just something that I noticed.
What, like a mean mug or something?
I just get a literally like you're welcome is
Hey it again one more time, dude. One more time.
Fucking What the fuck is Do you not know how to say you're welcome? No problem. De nada, since there's so many Mexicans out there too. Hit me with a you're welcome at least. I don't care. Like just say it, bro. Just say it so you can get a
especially
taste.
when you go to LA, man. Especially when you go to Cali. Those are your Mexican people out there, bro.
My highness.
That's
My
it.
cholos, my
The
vatos.
cholos.
My vatos locos for life.
Yo, vatos, man.
But listen, did you experience that shit down south in Miami? Did you get that?
I got worse, man. I still remember I still remember I was on the beach.
Yeah.
And I'm dumping. Like, I'm getting it out, okay? Like, I just ate, man.
You went
We
for
had
a
a
deuce?
nice big lunch. Man, I was dumping. I was deucing it, okay? I was just...
Deuces!
And I was trying to hurry because I know we're on the beach and there's things to do. And I don't want to leave my wife alone with the kid and her friends. I get it.
Most deaf, yeah.
So, man, I was trying to rush. I was pushing that thing.
Yo, fam.
I was pushing like... a rose.
You were pushing a ton.
Push it to the limit like Rose, 100%. I was trying my best, bro. I was trying my best. No lie. 2 minutes in. 2 minutes into the episode, bro. 2 minutes. Banging on the door. Hurry up. Get out. Let's go. I'm like, man, what's wrong with you guys? What the hell's wrong with you guys? It got so bad. They were so aggressive with me outside. I opened the door to a mob of people. Honestly, when I went into that washroom, no one was waiting. 5 minutes later, there's a whole group. And I had to stand in front of the door, and I put my 2 hands out, and I said, Americans, calm down. And then I turned, and I walked. It was too much, bro.
You hit him with the Americans?
I had to do Americans, comma, pause, calm down. The washroom is not leaving. It's okay. Wait, there's 10 other washrooms in here. And I picked the one that had the least foot traffic because I didn't want to make people wait. Man, I got stories for you.
But listen, don't you know any better when you're out there in a place that you're not from, especially when you're like, I don't know if this is a resort or whatever. Don't you know any better?
It's the beach.
But regardless, bro, you obviously stayed at a hotel, right? Don't you just know any better? Like, make sure to go back and dump it in your own place. And then go back to the beach type shit? Or is it too far?
So the Airbnb we're at, man, was too far.
Oh, so it wouldn't have worked out, right? You wouldn't have made it back to the Airbnb because you would have shot your way there. Like,
I'm telling you, like the turtle head was popping out, bro. I just had to unleash it.
Unleash the dragon.
Push it to the limit.
I should probably just plug that song in. Like,
100%.
The edit's definitely gonna have Rose
right now.
I might do that for the IG sneak peek
right
for sure.
now. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So you know what? Now that we got that out of the way, you let that out literally. With me doing the whole, the edible arrangements and everything, it got me thinking about what's like the nicest thing you've ever done for someone. Like, I mean, you've obviously done a trillion beautiful, lovely things for your wife, but like, unless you did something that's really beyond like measures, like for her. Otherwise, like, have you ever done anything crazy for someone else that's not your wife? Maybe a family member, a friend. I mean, we ain't gotta go with the exes or anything like that, but
No, honestly, man, that's a good question.
let me know, cause
Honestly, that's a good question.
I know you're not cheap.
No, definitely not cheap.
Cause I am, right?
Definitely not cheap.
Motherfucker.
There's nobody in here that is named George who's cheap right now. Nobody.
I mean, I hit her with the edible arrangements, and that was US dollars.
Nobody is cheap up in here, regardless of what
Thank you.
people want to say for $8 or not. But anyways, every episode I'm gonna give a shout, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta mention the $8. It's too much.
I hope the nicest thing you did was more than $8 though. But go ahead, carry on.
Definitely.
If you can think of anything, by the way, go ahead.
Honestly, man, I would probably say the one thing that definitely actually hits home is when I first graduated.
From what, high school, college?
No. When I first graduated as a pharmacist.
Oh shit! Okay, that's serious.
Like busted my ass. I was working 80 to 100 hours a week. No lie.
No Armel.
No Armel. Armel, we're giving you shout out, you liar. Anyways, you big liar. So I was working all these hours. I paid off a student loan in a year, and my first year as a pharmacist, I had enough money. And I put a down payment on a house that I was buying for my parents. And that was a good feeling, you know?
Oh, shit.
However, they pulled kind of a doozy on me at the last minute. They got cold feet saying, no, I don't want it. After I signed all the paperwork. So I got stuck with it. So me, as a single man, I got stuck with a huge mortgage. But at least my intentions were good. And my whole goal in doing that was to pay them back for everything that they could do. When we were younger, we did not have a lot. We grew up in a very, very bad part of Ottawa. And there's a very important thing that my parents did for all of us. Regardless if we had money or not, they never made any of us feel as if we did not have money. So I wanted to get them out of the hood. They're still in the hood, by the way. I want to get them out of the hood into a nice home in Finley Creek, but it's all good, man. It didn't work out.
That's the crib that you were living in prior to being where you are now.
Yeah,
oh, okay, I see. Yeah. That's unfortunate, man, because that's a huge deal. Like, I would love to be able, to be in a position where I can just go ahead and buy my parents a crib,
spent every dime that I had saved just on a down payment. I was broke. Like, imagine you're about to buy a house and you're broke. It's scary, bro. Like, you paid the bill. You went to the bank. You signed all the papers. You did all you did all you had to do, and in your bank account you had like $800. It's a pretty scary feeling, because man, there's a lot of expenses coming up soon too, right? So yeah.
Wow, George, man, he's a short guy, but his heart is the size of like the Empire State Building, man. I'm telling you, that guy got a huge heart, man. Big ups to George.
Not cheap for sure.
Nah. I will never ever roast you or even crack jokes about that, because regardless of what it is, it's always gonna be a lie. because George, definitely big ups to you. Big ups to George, the homie George, for doing something like that. I can now. You see, not to say I want to compete with you.
No.
Because I'm never gonna compete.
It's okay. Well,
because I suck at that.
It's
but
all good.
I can't
even
spit
the fire. Bro.
I know, but I can't even come up with anything to match up your shit. Like, I can't even one up you. If this was poker, I'd be like, alright, I'm done. I'm folding. I fold. Take the goddamn money and go. Just take it and go.
Okay, man. Take it and go.
But like, I've obviously done, here and there, some sporadically, for family members.
Extremely nice stuff.
Yeah.
Anyone that knows George can attest to that for sure.
So, but when my time comes, like when my actual time comes and like the shmoney really comes in, man, just be on the lookout, all right? That's all I got to say. Just be on the lookout.
That's it.
So, with that being said, should we get into the get it off your chest, or because we're in a good mood now? I don't want to get off my chest right now. Maybe I should have done it right off the bat, but even off the bat, it would have sucked, because obviously I wanted to start off with a special happy birthday shout out to Desiree. I see you, boo.
Desiree.
But other than that, man, like, there's been so much going on, like, over here in our entire province, Ontario, even locally, like, there's been shit popping over here, like, should we get into the whole school situation? That's a big deal to you, right?
Definitely, man. Definitely. Because I have, man.
You and OSAP, right?
Definitely, man. Definitely. I got that OSAP money.
Should we get it off our
I
chest
was
with
killing the
OSAP?
OSAP money, man. So, George, I was just reading earlier today. There's a report out. I saw it on the CP24 website. It's
That's
titled
not Capital Profits for y'all information.
CP only for the real homies. It's a Capital Profits.
Spitfire, motherfucker.
Spitfire, bandem, spitfire.
Yeah. So tell them about it.
So the title of the article is Ontario schools not doing enough to prepare students for adulthood. So just as a summary, as a quick summary, as a synopsis, there was a group called People for Education, and they did a study to examine the ratios of how many kids for each like guidance counselor at all the schools across Ontario, in particular the high schools. They were also they also did a deep dive to see what kind of like preparatory courses there were at these high schools to prepare you for adulthood, for how to function as an adulthood, for how to understand financing, buying a house, understanding mortgages. And basically the main importance of the article was they identified a huge gap from what kids in high school thought they knew about a career to what they actually knew, which happened to be very little.
I was going to say nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And especially I find like as of now, being a business owner and employing people of all ages, I'm seeing a lot of the youths out there. They are definitely lacking, man.
Waste man.
The waste man. Yes.
They feel like it. I'm pretty sure they do. Not to throw any shots at them, but
no. It's a very scary thing because they just seem unprepared. They don't have any ambitions. They don't have any like initiative. If they do have ambition, it's always based off a person from fucking Instagram. You know, you got to argue with them as your staff to get the fuck off their phone, to put the phone away. And if they spent even a quarter of the time focusing on themselves rather than focusing on others through media like Twitter, IG, etc., they would be much, much better off. And, you know, like, I honestly, man, I have a dear friend of mine. He is about to be doing a little bit of hard time, and I was talking to him earlier, and I told him, I said, this might be like good for you because you'll be away from Instagram and Twitter and all this bullshit. You'll have time to reflect on yourself, to learn about yourself, right? It's that expression, George. You don't know how, you will never learn how to live with others unless you learn how to live with yourself. And the only way to live with yourself is to really know, and that goes back to what earlier on right now I was talking about in terms of this article. I promise, even I have like friends now, all of us, we're in our 30s, they still don't even know what they want to do in life. And I know like back then I was blessed. I knew I wanted a career in the healthcare field. So I did a lot of like volunteering, hospitals, pharmacies, dentist office, optometrist office, doctor offices. I was kind of like immersing my brain in that so that I would be able to actually form ideas, right? But a lot of my peers at that age were not doing it. They were just excited they're going to college or they're going to university just to take a whatever program, right? And as soon as I read this article, it popped in my brain because I thought about how pissed off I was at my guidance counselor. And I just want to say, like, in general, and this goes back to us trying to get something off our chest. Fuck the guidance counselors, man. The most useless function in all of high school.
Bow. Got him.
I'm telling you. The guidance counselor I said, hey, I have an interest in science. He's like, well, you can only become a doctor. You can't do anything else or in a lab. And I said, no,
who the fuck are you to tell him that he can't do anything in the first place?
Exactly.
Who are you?
And I still remember, man, we had our guidance counselors talk to us in a group in a huge auditorium, explain to us, if you're into science, you can probably end up a doctor, but a lot of you won't. So you'll end up being in a lab or as a teacher in a school. And for anyone who's into the humanities and arts, your only other option is to end up being a fucking lawyer. And I still remember, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? This is the stupidest shit. And this motherfucker, they pulled from being a vice president into being a guidance counselor. This guy didn't know his hand from his ass. I knew more about programs than them. I knew more about all the prerequisites you had to do, what were the best programs, because I actively learned that. I had a careers class in grade 10. The only thing out of that I got was how to make a resume. Everything else was bullshit. They had us doing surveys of what is your personality trait and attempting to tie it into what kind of job you're going to have when you're growing up. That's bullshit, man. So, yeah, honestly, just like that article itself, it hit home because I see all the youths right now, they're useless.
They're struggling.
And it's not their fault, man. They're put in a position to fail. The schools are not doing enough, and social media is consuming them, man. It's hard to avoid that shit.
So I have a few things that come to mind when talking about this subject. Firstly, so my issue with this, one of the biggest issues about this is who is really the right person to teach you about certain things in life. Like, let's say financing, purchasing a house, like adulthood stuff, right? Is it really the guidance counselors / teachers, or is it your parents, right? Because parents play a huge role. They're your teachers in life. They're your life teachers. If your parents are not around and your parents are not motivating you, like, this is what makes me ask this question right now, because the whole parent thing is a huge deal to me. Parenting is a huge deal to me when it comes to all this schooling and prepping kids for the future and adulthood and stuff. George, in your case, were your parents there to support you, to motivate you, to be like a mental guidance to you, to help you decide what you want to do, or to at least support you? Were they like, did you have a good support team, when you were at that phase in high school, when, career week was happening and all that stuff?
I'll be totally honest with you, no. And to be honest, I don't blame them either.
And why is that?
Because as a parent, you have enough to do, man. You have so much. You got to take care of the home. You got to take care of your kids. You got to take care of the meals. You got to pay the bills. If I'm entrusting you as a school, if I'm entrusting a guidance counselor
to help
or a school to help me, I can't keep them like away from school for a week or for a month or for years. I can't. They have to go to school. It's the law. Until they become 18 and they can consent to actually bouncing, they have to be in school. So I can't do all of these other things. And I know as of now being a parent, even though I've only been a parent technically for 10 months, I can already, I can say in my brain, I'm already like foreshadowing all of the effort I'm going to have to put into it. And yeah, it is a scary thing. And I can't blame parents. And for any of you parents out there that are actually listening, if you have kids and you know you didn't do a good job of actually guiding them in terms of a career, it's not your fault. There's a lot to do. Especially if you're growing up in a broken household or in like a poor household, it's hard. You got to work extra hard, right? But if I'm entrusting you as a parent with my kid all these years, as soon as your kid hits 4 or 5, he's in school for 14 years straight, pretty much, right? Until if he goes to college or university, it's even longer, right? If I'm entrusting you as a school with my kid, I expect you to like prepare them. I can do my part, but they're spending all their time at your place, at your house, i.e. the school, right? So it's hard, man.
No, you're right. You know what? You make a good point. I made it seem like as if it's the parent's job, but then I didn't think about all the other jobs that parents are doing as a mother and a father, to take care of the kids, to put clothes on their back, to have a roof over their head.
It's hard,
to feed them. All the essentials, right? Those are already jobs outside of your 9 to 5.
It's hard, and honestly, I know like back then I was mad at my dad because he didn't show up to like at the graduations we had, like at the baseball games I had, basketball games, but I can't be mad at him anymore, man, because it's hard.
He was hustling for you, bro.
Dude, I've been away from my kid and wife now for a couple of days because I had a long day at work Monday, and then like we had a team meeting at 8 o'clock because you can only do that shit when the store closes, and then I spent all day today at work since like 8 in the morning, and then we had ball after, and now we're doing the podcast. I've been away for 2 days, and I don't choose that, right? Like I'm doing this stuff because I enjoy playing ball and these are my passions, but you always have a level of guilt. And I can just imagine the amount of guilt that my parents had with all the stuff they missed. But
For sure.
telling you, man,
Yeah.
at times there's no choice, man.
So, with that being said, then I do feel like we do need to let all of our anger and aggression on these people who are the guidance counselors in them, because I mean they obviously already have enough. That ratio that you said, 375 to 1, is ridiculous, or 325 or whatever.
So
to
for
1.
every one guidance counselor in Ontario high schools, they're assigned to 375 kids.
That's disgusting.
And
man.
in some parts of Ontario, it's one guidance counselor to 685
Oh
kids.
Lord,
It's
my
hard
God.
to guide one person into a meaningful direction career-wise. Imagine 685 or 375. It's crazy, dude.
And let's just hope you're not a French student in Ontario, because Lord knows the Ontarians despise French people and French schools. They're trying to shut down all the damn French schools in Ontario. Like, yo, if that's the case, are we gonna just say rest in peace, Franco? Whatever, what's it called? We're gonna say rest in peace to
Yeah, Franco Cité.
Cité Collégiale, man. All the Cité Collégiale kids are gonna have to migrate over to like Ottawa U and Carleton. I don't know. You know, it sucks. There's so many things that are involved though when you think about that stuff. The whole situation with the guidance counselors and kids not being motivated. It's just that if kids don't have anybody, like who's gonna push them, like at home, like if it's a broken household, that right there alone can ruin a kid's life.
Definitely.
In terms of not knowing what to do when you reach adulthood. Even though, you know, our parents and our our parents' generation may not have been as fortunate as we were with educational, you know, systems and all that.
Yeah.
We definitely are, and I feel like the next gen, like your son, when he reaches that age, he's gonna be even more blessed because he's got two phenomenal, you know, wonderful parents who love him to death, and they want nothing but the greatest for him too, right? It all comes down to that. So
God willing, man.
hopefully, yeah, God willing, man. You know, knock on wood too. We gotta hit that wood, or better yet, the floor too. The floor. You got the hardwood.
Hit the hardwood, bro.
The hardwood classics on here, man.
That's it.
But like, let's just hope that when his time comes too, that he ends up having like a great guidance counselor. You know, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a touchy subject too. Like I could get into it so much more, but I gotta really gather my thoughts. Like it's kind of hard to kind of like ad lib this right now because
it's a huge topic, and I find that like a part of it is the schools are not getting the right things in place to teach these kids. There should be like preparation classes teaching kids about how to save money, trying to teach kids about how to understand the interminglings and intertwinings of a mortgage, how to prepare your finances, how to invest in RRSPs. What does an $80,000 a year job actually mean? It means like $40,000 after taxes and shit like that. These are vital things.
See,
man.
now you
These are vital.
You fueled it for me right now. Now I definitely
These
want to
are
get into
vital
it.
things.
Those right there are so crucial and essential that's what I feel like what teachers in high school, not in college, but in high school, should be prepping these kids for before they reach adulthood, because they're teaching us things that in 2 years from now, or like let's say you're in grade 10 or in grade whatever, and you're learning something that you know that in 3 years from now, this is going to be the most useless and meaningless thing you've ever learned in your life. Definitely. Why are you teaching me about shit that I don't care about, like medieval projects? Who cares about a medieval project? Teach me about how RSPs, for example, because we might not care about that right now, but once you reach retirement and you don't have that shit saved and your CPPs and all that, you're dead.
Or at the very least, have these as mandatory classes at the college or the university levels too. Because that's even worse, man. People who go to college, anyone out there who's listening, who's been to college, who's been to university, knows that's a different world, man. It couldn't be further from what reality is. Because you're showing up on campus, you got your friends, you don't have a care in the world except for an assignment that you got to do by next week. You're truly in the moment right now, and that's not how life is. Life is later. You have to plan and work for later. But going to college, going to uni, you're fucking planning for right now, because all you give a shit about is that exam that you're walking into the exam room about. Yeah. And afterwards, it's not like, fuck, I gotta go to work. It's you, your boys, John, Dick, and Harry are gonna go have fucking McDonald's.
Or go to Dooley's.
Or to Dooley's. Shout out to Juju. go play some pool or go catch a movie and go home and fucking fall asleep by 2 or 3 in the morning.
And then
It starts again. That's not right either, man. Make it a mandatory course. People need to learn.
Yeah.
Call it personal improvement workshops. I don't know. Just fucking do that shit, man.
Money management is definitely a big thing.
Teach people what to do, man. In pharmacy school, they didn't teach us jack shit, and a lot of people who become pharmacists end up owning businesses or owning properties. Not one class did we ever have to teach us how to save our money, how to manage our money, what our actual pay is going to end up like. And you're looking at your fucking your first pay stub out of school. You're like, yeah, like I'm making X amount of dollars per hour. The fucking pay stub comes, and there's the uppercut like Tupac, man. You're getting hit with that. You're like, fuck. Over half my check is, man, I don't know what pension is. I don't know what Fed tax on my pay stub means. I don't know
EI,
what
CPP and all
EI
that.
means. Man,
Only
they
EI
teach
we
this
know
shit.
is Nelly.
Yeah, oh, brother.
But
I
we
was
really
waiting for
are.
that.
We really are in the, my
Yeah.
money's looking really low.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's actually something that I feel like if it was up to me right now, I would segue into a whole nother dimension with Phoenix Pay, all that bullshit, all my government,
Jump into it, bro. Let's get it off your chest.
public servants,
Let's go. Get it off your chest.
AKA slaves.
Let's go. Get it off your chest. Let's go.
Nah, but like right now they're like talking about. I'm not gonna dive too deep into it, but I just know that recently they're talking about. They're like doing like a 3-year anniversary. Why is this even an anniversary? Why are y'all trying to celebrate the 3rd year of fucking Phoenix? First of all, not a single positive thing has ever been said about Phoenix. Everyone has been tripping about Phoenix. Women who have been on maternity leave have been tripping out because they were not getting paid at all while they're trying to take care of their newborn babies, bro. I know that I've also dealt with it myself. Not as much as other people. Some people are actually getting overpaid even. Like, bro, the whole shit is fucked up. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it.
Don't fix it.
Because the pay system in the government was already working just fine. Now, I don't know all the, the behind the scenes, scenarios that's going on with Phoenix right now. All I know is that as every single human being in the government, which consists of over like 160,000 employees, bro.
It's crazy.
That's a lot of motherfuckers, man. That's a lot of motherfuckers right there. That's like probably the same amount of motherfuckers who are going to be struggling with school and all that bullshit with guidance counselors and all that. Definitely. If we keep up at this rate,
Definitely, man.
Bro, this life is filled with struggles, man. Everybody got their own struggles, man. Everybody got their own demons to battle. And we're going to talk about another type of demons. And you know what demon that is? Lucifer, motherfucker.
Lucifer, yes.
So, yeah, I'm gonna give you a little...
yeah, let's go,
I'm going to give you a little...
the review, cuz.
I'm going to give you an update. So, I usually tell people I'm going to watch it, and then I end up flopping and I don't fucking watch it.
Yes.
But after you gave me the recommendation to watch Lucifer last week, I started on the weekend. Now, I can't tell you that I finished it already. I don't know how many seasons there are.
3 right now.
So, I'm only on like 2 or 3 episodes in. I did not see that coming, that Lucifer would be a fucking British man looking like British Bradley Cooper.
Lucifer Morningstar, fucking handsome in a suit. I never seen a guy wear a suit like that.
So
he's busting a suit.
I'll tell you, this guy, whether it's on the show or in real life, he definitely gets all the punani in the world. This guy, I can tell you just by his fucking swagger and his demeanor, the way he walks, the way he talks.
in actuality, he's really nerdy. If you've seen him in like interviews,
for real,
he's a down to earth kind of a nerdy.
So he's like
dude.
A humble dude. Okay,
yeah.
Because he's clearly a great actor then, because that character, that persona he has, like that that whole persona he has on that show, his character definitely makes me want to punch him in the face, just like the lady cop who's always looking at him fucking sideways because he's always trying to flirt with her and everything. Now, mind you, I'm still at the beginning, so don't
trust
spoil
me, man.
shit.
You ain't seen none yet. I ain't spoiling shit. There's no spoiler alert.
And how come the dude's brother is black? How does that make sense? Why is his brother Jax from fucking Mortal Kombat? But like the black Mr. Clean, why? Explain.
Oh my
actually, don't explain.
I ain't explaining shit because there's no explanation, by the way. It just shows up.
I guess colorism doesn't exist on that show, right?
That's it, brother.
Perfect. That's how we end racism, by having, Dudley Boy type, brotherly love.
That's
a black and a white brother.
Boys are homies, man.
Yeah. Oh man, you're not watching wrestling anymore, are you?
No, man, no. Honestly, I was a huge fan back in the days. Bash Brothers, whatever it is,
The fuck is a Bash
NWO.
Brother? That's Mighty Ducks, bro.
No.
Bash
Man,
Brothers.
yeah, it was those. It was like a tag team, man. It was,
What Bash Brother? What did they consist of? Tell me right now.
I forget what they were called.
Was it the Hardy Boys?
No. They
The guys with
had
the punk
like
hair?
spikes and shit.
Oh,
going-
Legion of Doom.
No, before them, man.
Oh, you're talking the 80s,
I'm
bro?
talking about 80s.
You look
man.
like an 80s wrestler right now, but like you're 2 feet short.
I was down to the 80s, and I loved all the way up until 2000, and then I kind of
Okay,
stopped.
I know who you're talking
I
about.
kind of fell off.
I don't know their names by heart, but I know exactly who you're talking about. They look like like the Great Value version of the Road Warriors, who are Hawk and Animal. Rest in peace to one of the two. One of the two actually passed away a while back. But for all my wrestling fans out there, if y'all still watching it, I will tell you this, man. It's crazy. Guardians of the Galaxy. Batista made his return last night on Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns made his return last night on Monday Night Raw. Talking about, I messed up the word initially, but he's on remission.
Yes.
It's the keys to ignition, hot and fresh out remission. Mama, you're rolling that cancer. I'm just playing. That's messed up. But you know what? There's a huge controversy about that now all of a sudden. And it makes me wonder too. Like, how do you go from announcing that you have cancer, leukemia back in October 2018, and then just how many months later, we're in like end of February right now.
It hasn't even been 8 months yet, man. Not even.
8, not even, right? We're like half that time. And guess what? He's already back. So it's kind of like that Jussie Smollett story. Like, something doesn't really add up about that. Now you're not really a wrestling fan today, but being like, about these things, right? Like cancer and, that you can't just recover from that and say, I'm back. And then you're already actively on the roster again. How does that make sense?
But every case with cancer is super different, right?
It's case by case, right?
It could have been he responded very well to the chemotherapy or to the radiation or other therapies, and it's fine. The only thing I'm concerned of is going back to wrestling so soon. You're putting your body through stress. There's a lot of cortisol is going to be released. Injuries, problems like that. The last thing that you want is to have a blood-based injury, get hit with a chair, and it causes a burst inside of a blood vessel, and because he is in remission from leukemia, which is a form of blood cancer. I'm always concerned about that, and just the fact, like I said earlier, he's putting his body through stress. It's kind of scary that he jumped that like that quick, and I'm shocked. Even the WWF, I'm not saying WWE. Fucking hate that shit. The WWF,
you're the OG, yeah.
The OG. I'm shocked that honestly, I ain't letting a panda take away WWF. Fuck, okay? It's WWF always.
Got problems in Atlanta. Because of the skills.
The fight, like the freaking pandas from the World Wildlife Fund. No, but I'm shocked that even the McMahon family and the chairman and CEOs of the WWF would actually allow them back. There's always a lawsuit risk. I don't know, man. I'm shocked they would clear him. It's crazy.
That's exactly what I wanted to get into. Vince fucking the devil McMahon. How dare you? How dare you let this man who's practically like battling like the worst thing that could ever happen to you, and then you just let him come back? Because Vince McMahon has been scrutinized and has been, bashed and has been criticized for the longest time. This guy battled with the feds, bro, and he won. Like, this guy's been sued so many times in his life, but right now he's fucking 75 years old, bro. This guy is damn near his deathbed at this point in his life. He needs to let go of the goddamn company, let it be run by his son-in-law and his daughter, Stephanie and Triple H, right? I don't understand.
I don't know if you saw pictures of his son Shane at the 70th birthday party for Ric Flair this weekend. Man, the son is looking fit as fuck. Yeah, he's taking the same juice his dad was on.
Think about it. I mean, yeah, he's what, like 40? He's almost 50 himself. He's like 48, 49. He's born in 70, so that makes him almost 50, right?
Yeah.
And like Vince McMahon basically started when he was like at his peak look in the 80s. He was around the same age too. He was like 40 whatever. I mean, Shane's always been in good shape, and you've seen Shane in his matches where he's like death-defying fucking stunts where he jumps from one side of the rope to the other, hopping
But I
off the Hell
also
in the
saw
Cell.
Shane a few years back. He was looking mighty plump.
Yeah,
He was plumping it out.
you talking about before the hiatus before he came back in 2016?
No, I'm talking about like I'm talking about 2000
early 2014,
14, 2015ish, man. He was looking plumpy.
No. You're okay when the grays were really gray.
Yes.
Okay, that's 3 years ago. That's literally now 3 years ago. It's been like 3 years since he made his comeback.
And then he just like jacked up like that. That's crazy.
Well, the dude obviously has access to like the best gyms, bro. His dad is a billionaire. He's probably a billionaire himself.
And
I don't know.
Please, everyone, I want you to know that by gyms, our friend George here means anabolic steroids.
Well, I could tell you his dad must have definitely taken some type of form of fucking
They all did.
peds, man. Like all these wrestlers, bro. And that's what also leads to like a lot of wrestlers' deaths, bro. Like rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. But like it's a shame. It's so unfortunate that this guy had to pass away at such a young age. He wasn't even 40 yet. And I think they had discovered that there was something in his system, bro. I don't know. But all of this to say,
So FYI, a lot of the wrestlers that died, George, they died because of enlarged hearts due to steroids
and overdoses.
Because the heart is a muscle, and when you're juicing it up, all of the muscles in your body are growing, and your heart can grow too big for your body, and then it could go into cardiac arrest, and then you can die.
I think Vince's head is too goddamn big. He's pumping his head up right now. I think he's got steroids up his head because this guy is allowing a man who's battling leukemia. And by the way, this is the second time that Roman Reigns battles leukemia. The first time he battled it was 10 years ago, and he recovered after 8 months. You said earlier 8 months. It took him 8 months for him to come back. Now, 4 months in, I mean, October was what, 3 months ago, 4 months ago? And you mean to tell me you're back? Look how frail Vince McMahon looks today. If y'all go and Google image Vince McMahon 2019, he looks like he's ready to go. Like, no offense, but Vince McMahon needs to hang it up, bro. He needs to go, man. He needs to let go of the business. He needs to, like, just move on and go relax, man.
FYI, this man has a net worth of $3.3 billion American. Good for him, man.
But,
Jeez.
yo, F the money real quick, George. This guy, you know what's really important in life? Sleep, right? This guy is over 70 years old, and supposedly he's not even sleeping more than like 3 hours a night. You know why? Because the business is too important to him, even at this fucking age. You got family members who are taking care of the business for you. Why are you still out here stressing over the business and letting a man who's battling leukemia to come back? What if it's a controversy, and what if it was all fake and turns out Roman Reigns never actually had leukemia? I don't think Roman Reigns would stoop to that level because he is known to be a very humble and genuine man, very loved and well respected outside of wrestling. I don't think he would ever disrespect the business like that and fake some type of really serious matter, right? It's like the Jussie Smollett guy, you know.
It's a pretty heavy accusation for anyone to say he's like claiming he has cancer because of that, you know.
I just think that it doesn't really add up that you go from announcing that in late October and then suddenly you come back. Like, it just doesn't make sense, bro. Like, I can't say anything. I mean, I am already giving my opinions. I mean, this is my fucking podcast. I can say whatever I want, right? We say whatever the hell we want. Y'all can kiss my ass if you feel some type of way. You know what I mean? No rich homie Quan. But Roman Reigns, I don't think he's fully recovered, bro. I don't know. I feel like he's taking a huge risk right now to just come back like that. Like, what if something happens to him like tomorrow night? What if something happens to him like the very next night? What if he comes back out on WrestleMania and next thing you know he dies in the middle of the fucking ring?
I'm scared for him, man. I'm
Bro,
scared for him.
WWF killed Owen Hart, man. I'm just going to go ahead and give you the hot take right now. I think WWF killed Owen Hart.
I'm scared for this guy, man.
You know why they killed Owen Hart? Because if they didn't kill Owen Hart, why is the Hart family not allowing Owen Hart to be in the Hall of Fame? Tell me that.
Yeah.
Wrestling is definitely different. Anyways, I got a little too deep into this shit because I'm too passionate about everything I talk about, right?
Man, I feel bad because honestly, this guy Roman Reigns, bro, he's only a few years older than us, man. He's 33 years old, man.
He's born in 85. He's a young cat, bro. He's so young. Like, this guy,
Crazy, man.
And he's got 3 kids. He's got a wife. He's got a family to take care of. You need to be careful. And and check this out. Just to add to the whole, conspiracy about what's really going on, George, this guy, during his absence in wrestling, he had time to go shoot a movie, bro. I know shooting a movie is not the same as, wrestling, because you're putting your life on the line and, you're doing high risk moves and all that.
Yeah.
But when you're acting, you're still performing. So does that take that away from anything? Like that you have time to go and act and, shoot and go be on set every single day? Because and I don't know what kind of movie he's doing, but I'm assuming it's like some action shit or whatever. But anyways, I wanted to bring up the wrestling thing because I wanted to bring up the fact that Dave Bautista, who started off as a wrestler and then progressed over to the Hollywood side like The Rock and became a huge superstar in the acting world, Guardians of the Galaxy. I just thought it was hilarious to see a guy who is 50 years old makes his comeback to wrestling so he can have his match with Triple H at WrestleMania, allegedly.
Yep, and go drag a 7-year-old.
Drag a 7-year-old, and
Woo!
you're not on his birthday at that. Not only were you dragging him, but you were fucking gassed. Bro, this guy was out of breath like a motherfucker when he was doing that. He didn't even do anything. He just grabbed Ric Flair, dragged him from his little sport jacket, and then he goes, "Hey, yo, Triple H, I got your attention now," with his little blue nose ring looking like the Chicago Bulls logo real quick,
Yes,
But anyways, Batista, welcome back. I don't know how long you're going to last, but welcome back, and we'll see you in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 anytime soon, whatever. Sometime later on, I'm pretty sure you'll come back unless... No, wait. Didn't he say he was trying to cancel Guardians of the Galaxy?
So he's trying to make a stand and get all the other actors as well as himself to quit because...
Nerd Talk, by the way. Nerd Talk.
Sorry, guys. This is a nerd alert. Because he's trying to get all the cast to quit on Disney and Marvel because they fired James Gunn due to his terrible tweets that were uncovered from 10 years ago.
So it wasn't an issue that Batista caused. Like, he didn't cause any problems. It's just
he's trying to be a shit starter and trying to get everyone to jump off the movie
because it's going to happen to someone else.
Yeah, but they're under contract and ain't nobody passing up a huge paycheck like that, especially with Avengers around the corner a few months away. Ain't nobody doing that.
Bro, I mean, we're like over 40 minutes in right now. I feel like we can just keep going on and on and on. We might even have to backtrack to some type of shit that we want to backtrack to early on the episode, talking about what were some of the nicest gestures you've ever done in your life. And I'm seeing here something that happened recently with our homie Ocho Cinco. Bro, there's so many guys that I would love to get on this show one day, like Michael Rappaport. You're still welcomed, even if you were trashing Meek Mill, but then you eventually apologized for it because obviously the social media was dragging your white ass. Ocho Cinco is the next guy that I would love to have on the show, even though I never really watched football. But seeing a guy who basically got a notification from a Twitter fan, he was saying, "How's y'all Friday going?" And then somebody replied, "I'm getting evicted," but, and then he hits him with like the shrug emoji, right? So then it caught his attention. So Ocho Cinco saw that tweet and he goes, "What? Yo, show me your eviction notice right now." So he sends him a picture of it, right? And then what does Ocho Cinco do? He PayPals him $1,500 to avoid being evicted, bro.
Heavy move, man.
That's a blessing right there, bro.
Chad Ocho Cinco, bro.
Bless up, bro. Bless up. DJ Khaled style. Bless up, bro. That's amazing. Like, we all, like, great actions and, nice good deeds. They all come in all shapes and sizes and forms and all that. And that right there was one of them. And once he did that and the whole world saw it online, everybody was giving all the props in the world to Chad Johnson. And you get it from me as well, because it's not everybody that will go out of their way, especially when you're someone of his caliber and someone of his position.
Chad Johnson,
being a celebrity, doing that.
Honestly, I gotta tell you, poor Chad Ochocinco Johnson and Terrell Owens. These guys are two victims of the NFL and the racist practices that they have in place. If you want to talk about who got blackballed, these guys got blackballed out of the league because they're too black for the NFL, and the NFL was trying to be as racist as fuck and getting them out of there. These guys still had 2 or 3 years at least in the tank left, and no team would ever bring them back. The best that either of them did was get a contract into the CFL.
Yeah, that was Ocho, right?
Ocho, and I think Terrell Owens as well. I think he played on the Argos, but again, there's no fact checking on this show, so I think I might be wrong about that, but I'm not sure. Either way, these are two guys, man, that got the most hate from the NFL, from the NFL owners, the racist old dudes.
Why? Did they do anything though?
Because they're too black, bro. They were, and again, this is too black in like quotations, but because they were very outspoken, they were very fun, they were very high energy, and they didn't fall in line. T.O. even did an interview on his driveway doing crunches in front of the cameras.
Oh shit.
And then after that he got fined and all this stuff, like crazy. I got to give props to both of these guys because they handled it very well. They never lashed out against the NFL. These are both Hall of Fame excellent receivers. They deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, and they deserved to play a few more years. But
is that fine? The inspiration behind Marshawn Lynch's famous quote, "I'm only here so I don't get fined"?
No, that's the man. That quote is from 10,000 other things that happened in between both of those incidents, man.
So can we just like cancel the NFL then? Why are we still giving any attention to that league?
Man, that league needs some heavy reform. They even tried to get Adam Silver from the NBA, man. Did you hear about that?
I've been hearing about that, but I don't know too much about it.
They were offering a heavy-duty contract to Adam Silver because they're trying to change their image. The problem is, it's not the image only. It's the philosophies of the owners. If you treat these athletes, especially the black ones, like slaves, and you guys are like slave driver owners, people are not going to like your league even if you bring Adam Silver. And Adam Silver is not going to thrive as commissioner. Adam Silver thrives in the NBA because he has young, open-minded, and ethnic owners in the NBA, not just old white dudes. You got a guy like Mark Cuban. You got a 30-year-old that owns the Grizzlies because he balled out because of some IT shit that he hit big with.
A 30-year-old, a guy our age.
He's like 37, and he's a majority owner of the Grizzlies, bro.
Get the hell out of
here. He plays ball with them during practices. How about I tell you that?
He's still like of age to be in the NBA, bro.
Michael Pera.
Vince Carter is like 5 years older than you, and you're 30,
definitely
like you're old enough to be in the NBA. I don't get it. Like that's like Luke Walton age right there.
Definitely, and all of these things, man, are all these things I'm mentioning basically because until the NFL starts to purge these owners, they're always going to have a bad perception and a bad reputation because they treat players like slaves. And a part of it is the players' fault. The players don't fight enough. They just agreed to a CBA 5 years ago, which is expiring this year, thankfully.
Yeah.
And that one that they agreed to, they were all too afraid to go on strike for a couple weeks. So they signed a terrible CBA, allowing non-guaranteed contracts. It's crazy. If you're an NFL owner, I can sign the best player and it's not guaranteed, and I can drop him a year later, and I can keep moving and I can save my money. I got to give him a portion of it as like a guaranteed, but after that, I can take all that money back and I can laugh all the way to the bank and go spend it on another person. Just the fact that the NFL allows the rolling over of all this excess money, instead of it going to players, it goes back into owners' pockets, and then they give the illusion, oh, I'm gonna pay you now. No, because as soon as you're old enough, you're 30, 31, 32, I'm not, so I'm gonna get rid of you. I'm gonna dispose of you like an old slave because you're of no good actual function to me, and I'm gonna go find myself another slave, black, white, Asian, whatever they are. It's terrible, man. The culture of the league is fucked. Adam Silver can't change that. The players need a new CBA, and they need some new owners up in there.
So they got Ocho Cinco, Terrell Owens, and I guess the most recent dude, Kaepernick, the hell out of there, right?
Yep.
No pun intended, bro.
Blackballed them.
They really blackballed these dudes, and these dudes obviously were trying to do good things even afterwards, and
Definitely.
not to jeopardize their name, bro. Is Robert Kraft trash or not?
Fuck, man, that's a heavy thing. Honestly, a part of me feels bad, I'll tell you, because this guy, after the death of his wife, like a while back,
Hey, you keep dropping facts on me that I don't even know about. Like, what the
Man.
fuck? I didn't know he had a dead wife. He's a widow.
he is, and I'll tell you right now, after that, he's been unstable. You know, you're seeing him at parties with like a champion chain,
I
and,
see, yeah, with Meek Mill and
And-
dancing with fucking Cardi B.
and the poor man, he's so stupid enough to go to
Massage parlor.
a massage parlor. Man, if you're a billionaire like that, you don't go. They come to you, bro.
You're right.
Like he's just so out of whack. He's so out of his mind, man. And a part of me, I feel bad. And I truly don't think if he knew that these girls were coming from a trafficking ring, he'd continue to go and deal with them. It's hard to know, right? A lot of these girls are in a trafficking ring, and a lot of them aren't. They're their own entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
So they like fight and vouch for their own shit, but a lot of them don't. They're forced into it. And I'm sure this guy would never actively go after these girls if he knew that they were forced to be there, right? So I think it's just all the stars aligned in such a bad way, and he got caught. He is gonna have to do some hours of like volunteer or a community service hours. He may have to do a little bit of jail time. Because it's probably his first offense, he's probably gonna only get a fine. He's gonna pay that. The NFL is gonna fine them, just like they fined Jim Irsay, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, when he was booked for a DUI. He was drunk and he was high on opiates. They caught him in the car. Opioids, yeah. They caught him in the car and they gave him $150,000 fine. I'm sure Bob Kraft is gonna get much more than that because this is a felony charge.
Soliciting.
Yeah, for purposes of
Prostitute.
human and trafficking.
Yeah.
But again,
And he wasn't even the worst dude in there. They were talking about there's other people involved, and he wasn't even the biggest. Like
and they're gonna name
the biggest fish in the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna Tekashi 6ix9ine that ass in there somewhere somehow.
For sure. And I just, again, it's wrong, but I feel bad for him. He just is lost, and the poor old man lost his way, man. He's just off.
Listen, I don't care how off he is. At the end of the day, the NFL right now is not looking too good. They need to cancel the shit out of that whole entire league, bro. Bill fucking Belichick, that's the coach, right? Of
The Pats, yeah.
Him, Brady, all of these motherfuckers. I despise all of y'all, like more than I most likely despise LeBron. I don't know. All I know is NFL, y'all not.
How the hell are you gonna despise LeBron, bro? He's playing for your team. That's
is,
blasphemy.
You want to have a whole episode about this? We can get into it, but it ain't gonna be tonight because I'm gonna get kicked out of your house like Uncle Phil was kicking out Jazz from the crib. That was dope.
Yeah.
That was Yo, I might have to like incorporate the sound mixed with yours and blend them together.
Definitely, bro.
Yo, man. Oh, man. Now you're making me think of Fresh Prince in the 90s and all that shit. Man, long live the 90s, bro. Long freaking live the 90s.
And
man.
that right there is foreshadowing for episode 14. We're going to do an all 90s episode. Everything 90. Your favorite song from 90s, favorite show from the 90s.
Favorite Ja Rule performance from the 90s?
The favorite, even though his album was released in 2000. Shout out.
Yo, Ja Rule, you're really talking shit on Twitter to Sacramento Kings, to freaking Timberwolves, talking about Cat's gonna leave. Why is he talking about Karl Anthony Towns to the other team? Like, why is he saying that to the Sacramento Kings? He's playing for the Wolves.
Bro,
I don't
honestly,
get
I'm
him.
going to tell you right now, if we waste our time on him, man, we're going to be here for a long time.
Yeah.
2 words, Fire Festival. That's a wrap.
What would I be without you? So, bro, I love this episode. I think this episode is really dope. We just cracked 1 hour. I might not even edit this shit. I might just go raw.
Just go live.
Yeah. But anyways, listeners, thank you so
Why not?
much. One love. Peace out. See y'all next time.
Enjoy. And please, I want you guys to all tune in. Episode 14, going back to the 90s. Get it.
All right. 2 G's in the pot. Peace.